Hi there, I'm Jason, and you're watching
Jason! 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 Jason!
What is the product when we multiply 2a plus 1 and 4a squared minus 2a plus 1? Is it letter A, 8a cubed plus 1, B, 8a cubed minus 1, C, 8a cubed plus 4a plus 1, or letter D, 8a cubed minus 4a plus 1? What is your answer? So in order for you to answer this particular question directly, all you just have to understand is the pattern about the product of the forms a plus b times the quantity of a squared minus ab plus b squared, and this one, a minus b times the quantity of a squared plus ab plus b squared. So this is actually, these forms are actually under special product. So there's actually a pattern here that you just have to familiarize with in order for you to answer such questions directly. So as what you can see, when you multiply a plus b by a squared minus ab plus b squared, so the answer is a cubed plus b cubed. So ang imo nang tan-awon dani kung plus ni ma-plus sad ning answer ani. And then you have to look at the other factors. So we have here a plus b. Tan-awon nimo kung say nahitabo sa a squared. So you just square the first term, and then if this is plus, minus ning second term. So minus the product of the first term and the second term, and then plus the square of the second term. And then the answer will be a cubed plus b cubed. So kung minus po ni, so a minus b times a squared plus ab plus b squared. So you have to evaluate. So kung minus ni, plus ni ani, and then look at the pattern. So you just square the first term, and then you multiply the first term and the second term, and then you square the last term, b squared. And then the answer is a cubed minus b cubed. So kung minus ni, minus sad ning answer. Kung plus, plus sad an answer. And then this, the sign of these two terms here. So if plus ni, this is minus. If minus ni, it should be plus. So for you to understand this concept, let's have these examples. So for example, a plus 2 times a squared minus 2a plus 4. So you look at the pattern. So diba ang other factor is just gi-square lang ang first term, gi-multiply ang first o ang second term, which is the second term sa second nga factor, and then you square the second term sa first factor. 2 squared, that's 4. And then different ang ilang sign. So this is positive and this is negative. So therefore, you could actually use the pattern, this one. So this kind of example is similar to this, right? So gi-square ang first term, gi-times lang ang first and second, and then gi-square ang second term, which becomes the last term of the second factor. So dito nakag-solve ani. So this becomes, you square the you cube the first term, so a cube, and then you cube the second term, 2 cube, that is positive 8. So this is the answer. So plus mani, this is also plus. So inga na siya ka dali. No need nag long solutions. How about this? Quantity 2c minus 3d times quantity 4c squared plus 6cd plus 9d squared. So as what you can see, ang first term of the second factor is just the square of the first term ani. So quantity 2c squared, that's 4c squared. And then you multiply this, so 2c times 3d, that's 6cd, and then you square the or the last term of this factor, kay square lang siya sa second term of the first factor. So quantity 3d squared, that's 9d squared. So kani, since this kind of factors kay pareha sila or are similar to these factors kanina form, then you could use the pattern. Pero you look at here, minus man ni, so minus, and then this is plus, and this plus, so kani atong gamiton nga pattern. So again, you just have to square the first term. So quantity 2c cube, cube the first term. So quantity 2c cube, that's 8c cube, and then minus man ni, so minus ni, and then you cube this, quantity 3d cube, that's 27d cubed. So that's just the answer. No need for long solution. So going back to the question given, so we have here, we are going to find the product of 2a plus 1 by the quantity of 4a squared minus 2a plus 1. So as what you can see, this kind of factors are also similar to the given pattern. So you just have to solution here, cube the first term. So the first term is 2a, so just cube it, and then plus man ni, so plus ning sign ani. And then you just cube the second term, so 1 cube. And then simplify, so 2a cubed, that's 3a cubed, and then plus 1 cubed, that's 1. So plus ni, because this is plus, and then 1. So this is the final answer for this particular question. So therefore, the correct answer is letter A, 8a cubed plus 1. Alright, now let's have more examples. Let's try to find the product when we the product of 3x minus 4 and 9x squared plus 12x plus 16. So ang imo lang yung tan-awon dana is ang kaning second factor, kung ning follow ba siya sa pattern nga if ang first term ani dapat gi-square lang ni. So 3x squared, that's 9x squared. And then kung minus ni, plus ni. So that's gonna be, and then you multiply this, first and second. So 3x times 4, that's 12x. So minus man ni, dapat plus ni ani. And then the last term should always be positive. So just, dapat ang last term sa second factor, ang trinomial nga factor, should just be the square of the second term of the binomial. So 4 squared, that's 16. So therefore, this kind of factors are following the pattern sa katong given. Katong gihatag nato nga pattern. So therefore, ang buhaton nimo na you don't need to solve it in a longer way. So pwede na i-direct nimo siya og solve using the special products. That's the reason why it's called special, because you could actually solve this directly even without solving it on a paper. So pwede na ma-solve mentally. So again, the pattern is just cube the first term. So 3x cube, and then minus man is, so minus ning sign ani, and then you just cube the second term. So 4 cube, that's 3x cube, that's 27x cube, and then minus 4 cube, that's 64. So therefore, this is the correct answer. So that's just how easy it is to multiply if you just know or if you're just familiar with the pattern. So let's try more example. Find the product 5y plus 6z times 25y squared minus 30yz plus 36z squared. So this kind of example is still following the pattern ganina. So in answering this, you just have to square the first term. So 5y, quantity 5y cube, cube, not square, cube. Cube ni siya, that's square. So 5y cube, and then plus, kay plus man, so plus ni the cube of the second term. So quantity 6z cube, that's 5y cube, that's 125y cube, because 5 cube, that's 125, and then y cube, that's y cube, and then plus 6z cube, that's 6 cube, that's 216, because 6 times 6, that's 36, times 6, that's 216, and then z cube, that's z cube. So this is the final answer. No need for extra solutions or extra steps in the solution. So you could actually just answer this right away, as long as you are familiar with the pattern of this particular special product. Now, this time I want you to identify if this particular factors or the factors given follow the forms, the two forms. So m plus n times m squared minus 2mn plus n squared. Are these factors following the given forms? Yes or no? Definitely it's not. So no. Why? Because as what you can see, look at here, the first term of the given trinomial is the square of the first term of the binomial, which is right, as well as the last term. So the last term is also the square of the second term of the given binomials, the factor ng binomial. However, the second term na ay 2 ani. So there's a 2 here. That means you are doubling the product of the first term and the second term. So therefore, that's a big no-no, because in the given form, dili man siya times 2. So wala dili man times 2. You just have to automatically or directly multiply the first term and the second terms. Therefore, these factors do not follow this form. So it should have been m plus n times the quantity of m squared minus mn plus n squared. So wala dapat nga 2 ani. So it should have been mn alone. Wala dapat 2. So this kind of factor, these factors are following this form. So dili dapat, wala dapat 2. How about this one? 3r minus 5s times the quantity of r squared plus 15rs plus s squared. Are these factors following these forms? Kani? Yes or no? Definitely not. So no. Why? Because as what you can see, the first term of the trinomial, r squared lang ang nakabutang and wala gi-squares appeal si 3, as well as sa last term of the trinomial, so wala gi-square o appeal si 5. So it should have been 3r minus 5s times 9r squared plus 15rs plus 25s squared. So dapat kani siya i-appeal ni og square. The numerical coefficient of the first term of the given binomial should also be squared for it to follow the given pattern. So if it's not following the pattern, the only way that I could suggest for you to answer such particular question or problem is to use the FOIL method. So mag-FOIL method na lang mo ana if the given factors are not following the forms or these patterns. Now how about this one? Quantity 2y plus 3x times the quantity of 4w squared plus 6wx plus 9x squared. Are these factors following the forms? Yes or no? Definitely it's not again. So no. Why? Because in a given factor, so this is positive and this is also positive or plus. This is addition. The operation is addition, and this one is also addition, and that's a big no-no. Why? Because if this is addition, this should be subtraction. So dapat nga ni siya. So if this is addition, this should be subtraction, or otherwise, if this is subtraction, this should be addition. So nga na sila, they are opposite. So inverse na sila. If this is plus, minus ni. If this is minus, dapat plus ni siya for these factors to follow these forms. Okay, again, if nga ni siya, if nga ni ang given, then you cannot use this form. So we just have to use the FOIL method to answer this particular question or problem. However, if nga ni siya ang given, kani, if this is plus and minus, or this is minus and this is plus, then you could use these patterns or these forms for you to answer such questions directly, alright? Now this time, I want you to try this one. Try to find the product when you multiply 2p plus 7q by 4p squared minus 14pq plus 49q squared. And then you may comment your answer in the comment section below. That's all for now. Thank you, more power, and let's keep learning.